have discovered a game-changing Cricut hack that allows you to make 3D signs that looks like wood that's been laser cut without actually having to cut through any wood. Since this technique uses a deep point blade instead of a knife blade, you can make these three-dimensional looking wood round signs with any of the Cricut machines from the Explore or Maker series. You'll save a ton of money by not having to buy expensive, thin, specialty wood, knife blades, or laser cutting machines to make this project. I also know where to buy these high quality round pieces of wood for super cheap at a fraction of the price of the ones from Home Depot that everyone else tells you to buy. Hey Cricketers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kerri. I don't think I've ever been so excited to share a video with you as I am today. This wood sign making Cricut hack opens up a world of creative possibilities for making wood round signs and door hangers. I bet you're dying to learn how to do this, so let's get started. The first thing I'd like you to do is click that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Next, let's go over the materials you'll need to make this project. I'll leave links to everything you need and all of my favorite materials in my video description. I know it's tempting to skip around in these tutorials, but I would really recommend watching it all the way until the end because I'm going to go over a lot of important steps. I spent a lot of time messing up and learning from my mistakes and perfecting this technique so that you can make it right on the very first try. For Cricut machines, you can use a Cricut Explore Air 2, Cricut Explore 3, Cricut Maker, or Cricut Maker 3. Unfortunately, the Cricut Joy and Cricut Joy Extra are not compatible with a deep point blade, so you can't use those machines for this project. You need a deep point blade in housing. You'll also need a round wood sign. I bought two of them to show you. I bought this smaller one from Five Below. It's 10 inches in diameter and only costs $3.25. Then I was shopping at Target and came across this 12-inch wood round disc for only $5. I love how it has a beveled edge around it for a really professional and finished look. It also has a cutout in the back for hanging it on a door or wall. Whenever I hear people teaching how to make these door hangers, they usually say to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy these round boards. They're almost $14, and then you have to buy the sawtooth hardware to put on the back, which isn't cheap either. They also don't have a finished edge like the ones from Target. These new round wood signs from Target are absolutely perfect for these types of Cricut projects. In my Target store, I found them near the school supplies and crafts area near the front of my store in an aisle next to the greeting cards. I would recommend using the ones from Target over the ones from Five Below, especially if you plan on selling your Cricut projects. For only $1.75 more, the quality is so much better. I really can't believe that these ones are only $5. The secret to getting the 3D look without using wood is with craft foam. I bought this pack of Creatology foam sheets from Michaels. They're 65 6x9 inch sheets for $8.99. I think the 6x9 inch sheets work fine for this project, but if you want your name to be even bigger, then you can buy the 9x12 inch sheets. I also noticed that Michaels sells peel and stick foam sheets, so you don't need to use any glue. I've never used these before, and I'm curious if the foam would stick good enough to the wood without any additional glue. If you end up trying out these sheets, I'd love to know how it worked out for you in the comments. The pack of foam sheets come in all different colors, so think about the types of projects you'll want to make when shopping for a variety pack. I wanted to make sure that I bought a pack that came with pink, purple, white, black, blue, green, and brown so that I could make a variety of nursery signs for girls and boys. Next, you'll need Mod Podge. This is to be painted over the letters to give them a solid, painted, wood-looking appearance. I found Mod Podge at the Dollar Tree before, so you can try checking in your local store. You'll also need some glue to glue the foam letters onto the wood sign. Technically, Mod Podge is a glue, so you could try using that to glue your letters on. I have a really good craft glue here that I love, so I'm going to use that to glue my letters on. For a mat, we'll be using a purple strong grip mat and then some basic weeding tools. Another thing that you may or may not want to use is paint or stain. Some people choose to paint their round signs first, while others choose to leave them a natural color. I hate painting, and I noticed that most of the signs on Etsy are left in the natural stain, so I'm just going to leave it natural and not waste any time painting. If you're looking for some project inspiration, you can go to Etsy and search round wood sign. Pay attention to the font types, font colors, designs, and paint colors to get an idea of what you like. The fun thing about making these wood round signs is that the possibilities are endless. You can customize and personalize these for any holiday or occasion. If you're looking for more design ideas for these, click on the link in my video description to check out all of these design ideas that Creative Fabrica has to offer. These designs also work great for making Christmas ornaments with, although I would recommend using heat transfer vinyl for ornaments instead of craft foam. Since I'm making DIY name signs today, I'm going to be working with fonts. You can use any fonts you like to make your project. You can use ones from within the Design Space software, or you can download a font from somewhere you love, like Creative Fabrica. I have a few tips regarding fonts before you make your final decision. First, I would recommend finding one nice script font and one nice sans serif font. Most people do the first name in a script font and the middle name in a sans serif font, or vice versa. I would also recommend choosing a thick font for both styles. It's easier for your machine to cut through the foam letters when they're thick, and it's easier to apply the glue to the thick letters. For my project, I'm using two fonts I love from Creative Fabrica. The calligraphy font I'm using is called Ashley Sadine, and the sans serif font I'm using is called Avocado. If you have a subscription to Creative Fabrica, all you have to do is click the big green download button. If you don't have a subscription and still want to use these fonts I'm using today, you can sign up for a free trial through the link in my video description. Their subscription gives you unlimited commercial access to all the fonts and designs on their website. A commercial license is so important if you plan to sell your Cricut projects legally. After you download the fonts you love, open up Cricut Design Space. If Design Space was already open before you downloaded your fonts, make sure you refresh the window to get your fonts to import into their software. You can do this by clicking these three dots at the top, then View, Reload. Type out the names using two separate text boxes. I'm making this sign for my daughter, Sierra Bailey. Sierra will be in the script font and Bailey will be in the sans serif font. I'm going to go over and click on text and type out the name Sierra. Then I'm going to change the font name to Ashley Sadine. Make sure you click on System and type in Ashley. Select it. Then using the double arrow in the corner, I can enlarge it. I wanted to make this font bold so that I could make it a little thicker, but that's not an option in Cricut Design Space. One thing that some people do to make their fonts thicker is using the offset tool. You can click on offset and then drag this dot down to that line in the middle to get it closer to the word. Then you can click apply. The only problem with that is it gets rid of the circle in between the E, and I want that space to be there. So I'm not going to use this technique to make my name thicker. I'll show you what I do instead. I'm just going to click the Control Z to get back to where I was before, then highlight the name and copy and paste it. And then I'm going to drag it over but offset it just a hair so that it's a little bit wider. And you might want to zoom in to get a better look. You don't want it to be too off because then you'll have this weird line like where the dot on the eye is. So try to line it up so that it's nice and smooth. Probably right about there, and then you can highlight it, click Combine and Weld. So now the name is just a little bit thicker. You can even do that a second time. Now I have a nice thick script font. Next I'm going to type out the name Bailey in all capital letters. And I'm going to change the font to Avocado, which was my sans serif font. And then enlarge it to right about there. Next, you need to measure your sign and resize your names in Design Space. I'm going to make my sign today on the smaller piece of wood from Five Below because I think it's the perfect size to hang on my daughter's bedroom door. That sign measures 10 inches in diameter, and since I bought the 6 by 9 inch foam sheets, the biggest I can make my design is 9 inches, which is the perfect size. So I'm going to resize my names to be just under 9 inches at 8.75 inches. Now I want to resize my image to be 8.75 inches, so I can highlight this, then come over here and click 8.75, enter. I want Sierra's name to be pink and Bailey to be white. Now all I have to do is click Make It. The first tip that I would recommend is dragging your name over so it's past the 1 inch mark. This will make it so that the foam doesn't get stuck under the wheel. Do the same thing with Sierra. It's probably a force of habit to stick your foam in the upper left-hand corner of your mat, so make sure when you're placing the vinyl on your mat, you move it over to just past 1 inch. Then click Continue, browse all materials, and then search for EVA foam. Click this one, Done, and change the pressure to more. If this is your first time cutting this material, I would definitely recommend doing a test cut on an uglier color piece of foam. So you can click Cancel, then go back, select Shapes, and click a star. Shrink it down to about 1 inch, then click Make It. Cut out the little star first to make sure that it cuts all the way through. I had to do about 5 test cuts before I finally got my machine to cut through correctly. Before we load our mat into our machine, we have to do a little bit of tinkering. So first you'll see these little white circles on your Cricut machine. You want to slide these all the way to the sides so that they don't squish your foam. If you leave them there, they'll leave little track marks into your foam, and you don't want that. Just make sure you move them back when you're done with this project. Next, you have to swap out your fine point blade for a deep point blade. So open this up, take out your fine point blade housing, and replace it with your deep point blade housing. And make sure that there's a deep point blade in there. Slide this in, close this, and then lock it into place. Apply a very thin layer of glue to the back of your foam letters. The thinner the better, because then when you place your letters down, you don't want a lot of glue splooging out. And if your glue does seep out like mine did, just grab a paper towel and dab it up as best as you can. The glue that I'm using dries crystal clear, so it's perfect for this project. Allow the glue to dry for a few minutes so that when you add your Mod Podge over the letters don't slide around. Now it's time to paint the Mod Podge over the foam letters. Grab a paintbrush and a little bit of the Mod Podge. Paint this on top of the foam. Another tip that I want to share with you is how to make mock-ups for your small business. I left a link to this mock-up in my video description. It's from Creative Fabrica. All you have to do is download it. Then go over to Cricut Design Space and upload it. Go to Upload, Upload Image, Browse, select the file and click Open. Click Complex and Continue. Apply and Continue, and then select Print and Cut Image and Upload. Select the file and click Add to Canvas. Right click and click Send to Back. Now you can take your name and shrink it down and drag it over onto your mock-up. This looks a lot better to advertise with and is a way where you can showcase all of your different designs without having to make every single one for a mock-up. This is why I love Creative Fabrica so much, because they have literally everything I need for all of my Cricut crafting and small business needs. If you want to take this Cricut project to the next level, you can consider buying ribbons, bows, or any other kind of embellishments to add to your sign. Have fun with it and don't be afraid to get creative. And there you have it, a beautiful wood round sign made with your Cricut machine. This DIY project is a fantastic way to add a personal touch to your home decor or create thoughtful gifts for your loved ones. They're also a great product to add to your online shop if you have a small business. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial on making wood round signs with a Cricut. Have fun crafting and don't forget to subscribe for more creative DIY ideas.